What's going on, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Originally I wasn't going to stream this, but I ended up deciding to so that I would have the VOD for later to look back on. We're going to be rebuilding my cEDH deck, top to bottom, today. I have several versions of this deck. It's kind of my favorite deck of all time. So, what I kind of need to do is be a little careful with it, because it's my baby. So basically it is a dork based combo deck, and what I am thinking, the amount of OBMs running around is miserable to play around. It's miserable. And then on top of that, you got like, yeah, on top of the OBMs, you've got like, it's just soft, you know, it's soft. And things are kind of heading more towards a mid-range set anyway, so you kind of want to speed up, because you don't necessarily have to bring the mid-range decks down to your level. You have to bring the turbo decks down to your level. So you want to get on the board faster. It's basically a race to get to 3. And I would ideally like to win that race if I can help it. So we're going to try and transition into more of a into more of a rocks based build rather than a dorks based one. We're going to build it from the ground up because, frankly, I've been needing to update this deck anyway. I'm way overdue for updating this deck, so I'm gonna. So let's start out with the rocks package. We need Soul Ring. I want this to be my excuse to get on Mox Diamond and Mox Opal, because having those cards rather than crappy dorks would make life a lot faster, basically. We need a Mana Crypt. We need a Mana Vault. Because my main problem with this commander in cEDH, my main issue with it above all else, because don't get me wrong, it has some freaking problems, but my main issue with this from start to finish is it's a big mana deck in the colors that can't make the big mana fast enough, you know? So basically what I need to do is get on like 20-ish artifacts prior to Birthing Pod and One Ring, because you can't realistically count 4 drops. So we would need Arcane Signet. We're going to start with the ramp package as always. Talisman of Unity. Oh, this one sucks. It looks like a leak. This is I don't usually mess with printings, but this one looks freaking awful. I want this one. Much better. To be fair, I don't like these either, but I'll fix those later. What other rocks would I want to be on? Let's think. I mean, honestly, I think that's it for the rocks. And then we just build out the rest of the ramp package. So let's see, we want to be on Delighted Halfling because it survives OBM and still makes the mana that we need. We want to be on Carpet. I like Wild Growth. I like Bloom Tender. Elvish Spirit Guide. Heart Warden. Because that is one of my combo pieces and it's also ramp. So let's see. The ramp package is getting drastically changed up. Oh, Lotus Petal. This is not a bad start, to be fair. There were a couple we were looking at in the Discord. Just a second. Yeah, there were a couple we were looking at in the Discord. Like Gaia's Touch. We were kind of looking at Gaia's Touch. Carpet. Carpet for sure. Oh, I already had one. Remove a carpet. So much less based on dorks and much more focused on rocks. Going a lot faster, getting to those big amounts of mana faster. That's the main thing. Let me take a look at another one of my decks here. Frodo 1.1. Trying to think if there's any other rocks or anything that I want to be on. Springleaf, maybe? You kind of run a lot of 1-drops in this deck, but not that many 1-drops. Probably don't have to worry about it. 17 ramp pieces, I think, is a start for sure. And that's not counting the lands like Gemstone Caverns. Ancient Tomb is ramp. Gaia's Cradle is actually Birthing Pod. Yeah, that doesn't seem that bad to me. We maybe want to be on Springleaf. Move that to considering. So then we want lands. The Savannah. Temple Garden. Yeah, see, this is almost... This is as much ramp as the Frodo deck. And this is, yeah, it's as much ramp as the Frodo deck. It's not going to be as efficient because Mox Opal is not active on 1, but it's 5 more pieces of ramp than the old deck, and I cut a lot of dork ramp. So we'll see how active we can make this. Temple Garden. Let's see, Command Tower. And a Confluence. Horizon Canopy. Dang, Horizon Canopy's down to $2? That's insane. Bountiful. Promenade. What else? What else? What else? I'm on Tarnished Citadel on the old version, which I kind of like. But I'm also on Thran Quarry, which I really don't like. I'm fine with Tarnished Citadel. It is a fine card for people who don't like getting mana screwed. That's me. Or color screwed, I should say. Brushland. Need to be on Boseiju and Aganjo. No win. I'm actually going to separate these out. These are going to go in the interaction package. I'm going to separate these out because it's going to bother me. I want to be more, like, specific with my, I want to be more specific with my, searching, or not searching, my, this. I want everything to have a place, and I want everything to be in its place. That way I can look at everything and edit it at a glance. It bothers me specifically. This is a me problem. I'm not gonna separate out the lands like that though. I feel like that's just asking for overcomplication. The ones that have purposes outside of The ones that have purposes outside of just being lands can be different, but everything else is going to be the same. So let me get rid of this. Manage all tags. No, that's stupid. See, wooded foothills, windswept heath, misty, arid mesa. See, the thing about Gaia's touches, I don't care much for the playing a land part. That part's kind of whatever for the most part, but it's like the closest thing to a ritual that I have access to, which is notable because it takes me from 2 mana to 5 mana on 3. That's very, very notable. And that's assuming I don't play it on 1. If I play it on 1, potentially even get the second land drop, which is notable. If I play it on 1, I get to smack out a like 5 mana on 2, which is notable. Very, very notable. And it wouldn't be necessarily that hard to do. $18 lands. Gonna need more than that for sure. I want to think about being on 28, 29 with this deck. I like Meanest Tirith still. Although, no, because I want to be active. I want to be so unbelievably active on 1. I think Gaia's Cradle's the only one I tolerate. I think. We'll see. Maybe we get back on that. I'm not sure. City of Brass. I've kind of considered being back on the artifact lands, but man, someone drops a collector roof and you're just done for. You're like dead in the water, not even as a joke. I think I do like being on Tarnished. It's just a question of how deep do I go in like my crappy lands, because I can afford a couple of colorless lands, but not that many. I think E-Zone is fine. I don't personally like it though. Do a little bit of thinking. Do a little bit of thinking. Grey Havens kind of sucks. And we do still want this to be a mostly permanent base deck so that we can continue to be a rule of law deck. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how specific I want to get in on my lands. Like, I have the ones that ramp. I have most of the colorless ones that I want. I don't know. 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 I do not know. I think that's all the untapped ones that I care that much about. I could get on Forbidden Orchard still. Have kind of a... Forbidden Orchard is not a good card. It's really not. But it makes perfect mana without me having to worry about an infinite number of bad lands. What am I missing to have my land count be so much different? Let's see. Not Thran Quarry. Not Minas Tirith. Not 6 basics. Not Forbidden Orchard. That's 6. So there's still 2 other ones. What did I miss? Flooded Strand. Marsh Flats. Flooded Strand, Marsh Flats. Okay. Maybe I do get on Minas Tirith. I really don't want to be on Thran Quarry anymore. Not with all my dorks going away. Not all, but most. I think I do still want to be on Birds of Paradise. I think Birds of Paradise is still worth it. Maybe Gilded Goose even. That may be a stretch, though. The thing about it is, it does survive. It survives OBM. It makes an artifact. I'm not sure, though. Maybe I do get on the Minas Tirith. And Forbidden Orchard is like fine. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So now I need to input my win conditions so I can build around them. Got Arena Rector. This particular one is on Emiel the Blessed. I prefer Restoration Angel over Icewind Stalwart. That might be kind of a hot take. I'm not 100% on that, but that's my personal preference. And then mine is on Bellower. Yeah, mine is on Bellower. Revelark. Sun Titan, which might actually end up going, to be fair. This might be a build where Hulk goes, to be fair. These will be combo creatures. I don't know how I feel about the Gilded Goose. I think we're going to throw him off to the considering board. So now we'll set up our stacks package, I think. What ones? Deafening Silence actually hurts a lot more now than it would have before. Blind Obedience for sure. Dauntless Dismantler. Dranith. Gotta be on Dranith. Aethersworn. Archon of Emeria. Avon for sure. Probably Censor. I think I like the ones attached to creatures for right now. I may change it. The Rule of Laws. That may change. Maybe I get on like Chalice of the Void. Oh, come on. I hate it when Moxfield does that. I don't necessarily hate that package by any means. I think that stacks package is like super fine. That's like it's very acceptable. I feel like that's a very acceptable stacks package. Maybe Dampening Sphere actually. Although you don't want to be on Damping Sphere because one of the pod lines that you go for is a Cradle line. So maybe not actually. Okay, so ooh, maybe this is a Pyre of Heroes deck actually. There's gonna be a lot of humans in this deck. This might be a Pyre of Heroes deck. There's a lot of humans in this deck. I can go Saffi into Rallier into Rector. Speaking of Rector, I need the other one. I mean, I kind of like that, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because that goes into either Rector depending on the board. I don't mind it. Because that can convert into either a regular line or a pod line. Just from raw value with access to my commander. Which I can also then turn into, like, I can turn a couple of like the 1-drops into these. These are all humans, which is notable. Is notable though. I could turn Warrior, which means I could turn Rallier into Stalwart. But I guess I can turn Restoration Angel into Karmic, so I feel like just batting at straws there. It's the same. It's basically the same. I like access to Flickering Rallier over access to Flickering Karmic. I think that's my stance on the topic. I could also go on like Wisp Weaver and be on a 6-drop, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a great thing either, to be fair. I think this is fine for now. Let's kind of work on our card advantage package. I have a usual 7 that I bring, and then we can maybe do more. Vessel of Nascency. It's Archivist. It's Compost. Sylvan Library. And the One Ring. Kind of the point of this rework is like getting to 3 and 4 faster, getting access to those card advantage engines that you just don't have otherwise. And then Ocame Adversary, which might get cut to be fair, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Interaction package next. I'll copy paste the one I have for now. March of Otherworldly Light. Nature's Claim. Swords to Plowshares. We like Cathar Commando. Kenny T. Endurance. Skyclave. Werefox Bodyguard. And then Force of Vigor. Well, this is going to be a mess to cut down for sure. It's going to be a mess to cut down. Have to be on Ranger Captain, have to be on Grand Abolisher. And then I think instead of Kutsil, we get on Conqueror's Flail. I kind of want to be on Angel's Grace too. I guess it's like this. Angel's Grace. I love Angel's Grace. I'm actually starting to like it even more than I used to. And then the last section is like the tutors that I need to get in. And there's kind of a lot of them. So, Enlightened Tutor, gotta play that. Probably Worldly as well. I can maybe get away without Elidamri's Call, but it would feel bad to be without Elidamri's Call. It would feel really bad to be without Elidamri's Call. Kinda need to be on Finale. Have to be on Oswald. Survival. Cord. Eldritch Evolution. And then Recruiter of the Guard. So I need to make 7 cuts out of this deck to get a functional start. That's rough. Maybe I cut Emiel, and then the pod Guy's Cradle kind of suffers, but it's not like that bad. We'll see. I don't like Emiel all that much, to be fair. But we can definitely do a little bit of trimming here and there. We did hit that 20 artifacts that I wanted to. So let's do a little thinking here. I don't know how I feel about Hulk in this deck. I could easily have top end be I could very easily have top end be what's its face? Bellower and Titan, which both do the thing. God, 2.36. That's raw. I think we test without Hulk. Protean Hulk. That can go to the sideboard. We'll try Emiel in the sideboard. which means Gaia's Cradle is not really a pod stuff kind of card. It's actually way more of a, it's more of a ramp card, to be fair. Think I can do without Recruiter. I mean, Oakham can definitely go. It's the worst card advantage engine of the bunch. I have a lot of interaction, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is kind of a lot. I love Gaia's Touch. I kind of want to stay on Gaia's Touch, I'm not going to lie, but this may not be the deck for it. I'm going to send you to the... You telegraph so freaking hard. Angel's Grace is so good. It's so good if it works. Yeah, Ronnie, working on my cEDH deck. Maybe instead of 29, I go 28. I'll move 1 to sideboard. Gotta make 2 more cuts. I guess one of them has to be Gaia's Touch, right? It's just the weakest. It's unproven that it's unproven that it's a weak card. That's the thing. It's very unproven that it's weak. I think it has potential to be very strong, but it's not a proven card, so I can't say that. I wonder. Let's see. Skyclave is a spirit. Do I have a spirit at 4? Surely not, alright? In case you don't know what I'm up to, I'm kind of trying to convince myself to get on Pyre of Heroes, and I'm failing to do so. I can turn Dranith into Phyrexian Censor, that's kind of sick. Fine. Gaia's Touch to the sideboard. And then I need 1 more cut. Let's run through a couple of goldfishes of this build. This hand is somewhat okay. Sure. It's a slower hand, but that's alright. Hold up swords, turn 2. We Bloom Tender next turn. Drop Saffi, have 3 mana, nothing to do with it. Unfortunate. Yeah, that one kind of sucked. This hand, I like this hand. Let's see. Turn 1, Halfling. Turn 2. Maybe we hold off on Saffi because we got the land. We go like this into Blind Oak. go like Saffi. Play Saffi, that's those two. Play Minas Tirith, got 1 white. Play Skull Clamp, throw it on Saffi. Next turn. Conch Flail, that's not bad. I mean, it's translating fine. See, now this is a hand. Except for having Elish Norn in a starting 7, this hand is like pretty great. Savannah. Drop the pod on 1, which is dangerous, don't get me wrong. It's dangerous to do, but it allows me to do stuff like this. Alternatively, I can do like this. Drop the Elish Norn on 2. Mox Amber open for business. Got Viv on the hunt. Can't cast it anytime soon though. Play Saffi, hold up. Mox Diamond useless. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. See, this is what we want right here. Chalice on 0 is fantastic. Start off. Gotta land. Not doing anything on turn 1? Sick. Tap land. Mox Amber. Chalice on 0. Next turn. City of Brass. Play Saffi. Hold up Worldly Tutor. Do that. Find... In this situation, we have all the stacks we want. We have the card advantage. We kind of just want win conditions at this point. So we go find Arena Rector. Close and shuffle. Down on top. Next turn. Land. Drop down a Rule of Law to really solidify it. Next turn. Flooded Strand. Play Compost. Hold up. Archivist. Flash it in. Assume we draw a card. Fetch out Savannah. See if they can... We can assume we draw a card off Compost as well, but nah. Not when we can do cool stuff like... I guess we can because we don't have it. We'll go Arena Rector, and if they counter it, whatever. We can assume we've drawn another card by this point. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. This is kind of a whatever hand. There's a lot of lands. It's got the combo in it, but it's slow. You don't really want to keep hands like that. You want the acceleration into it. That's a no-lander. See, this is the choice between a turn 1 ramp or a turn 1 Rule of Law. I guess I can do both, technically, by going Forbidden Orchard. Forbidden Orchard, Carpet of Flowers, make a mana, and then Rule of Law. That's not bad. Second turn, play Lotus Petal, Minas Tirith. I guess I have to make mana in my main phase, huh? So make white. Make white, make green. Honestly, just drop the Bloom Tender and have Minas Tirith intertapped. It's fine, whatever. Oswald here is not... Nah, he's kind of what you want to see. Oswald's good. So we drop him off Bloom Tender, or I guess off Carpet, and then we're holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, so we have enough for both of these. We flash out Cathar Commando at the end of one step, and then we Haven Mind Sensor the other. Sure. Next turn. Even the Sylvan. Sure. I won't know for certain until I get it on Cockatrice, but it seems like it's playing a little bit better. Fine enough hand. Got the Arcane Signet off on one. Pitch Elvish Spirit Guide to Chrome Mox. Play a land. Where'd my Arcane Signet go? There it is. We'll play the Arcane Signet and drop the Skull Clamp. Next turn. Let's see, we Savannah. Play Saffi. Play Vessel. Equip the Skull Clamp. Next turn. Well, that's not bad. If we find a sack outlet, we have a combo in hand. It's not the best. It's not the best of them that we have, but it is a combo. So let's do like this first. Crack this. 1, 2, 3, 4 was Ancient Tomb. So this would be a kind of tough. You really want to take Blasting Station here, but at the same time there's Archon, and we have no stacks on board. I think I would be greedy and take the Blasting Station, try and drop it, and then wait. Go next turn. And we have combo in hand on 4 because of the new ramp, which I like, don't get me wrong. Sure. Mox Diamond, Pitch Plains, Misty, Savannah, Arcane Signet. I guess this would be a bad setup. I can't actually put down the Esper Sentinel, but I'll go get it. I guess I have Arena Rector in hand. I actually want Starved Rizalka. I want Starved Rizalka for that, and I actually can put him on board. Or her, I should say. Land. Have Saffi, have 3-drop. So let's see, I drop Saffi. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. That's technically actually a win on 3. Although you sure would hate to pop Ranger Captain on that. So let's see, hypothetically, what happens? We pop Ranger Captain. Yeah. Yeah, we would we go for the win there? We might actually, unironically, go for the win there. I guess we have Resto in hand, so we can't actually safely go for win this turn. So I guess the actual play would be to crack Ranger Captain, resolve Arena Rector, sack Arena Rector, get Vivian on the hunt, and then get Renegade Rallier. Alternatively, we can turn Rizalka into... It's tough. Alternatively, we can turn Rizalka into Grand Abolisher, but let's not monkey around too much. Yeah, this is okay. We're averaging turn 4s, putting up ramp, interaction. This hand is like not amazing, but fine. Prioritize throwing out a dismantler first, I suppose. And then there's a rule of law on top of that, so we can go like Saffi into rule of law. Saffi into rule of law, and that's kind of fine. Let's see, if I were to do this, go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can do both actually, that's sick. We go Savannah on the board, play Rallier, grab Temple, grab Temple Garden, hold up Aven Mind Sensor. End of turn, absolutely flash that out. Next turn, not that much to do. Throw out Dranith and a land. Ooh, mad flooded this time. It's okay. This hand is not that great, to be fair. It's not bad. I always assume Carpet of Flowers can make 2, but never assume it goes above that, even if it's late in the game. Got no ramp in hand. Play Saffi Aristotle. Play Dismantler. It's now turn 4 and I've got nothing to show for it. Like, I can get out a... Yeah, turn 4, nothing to show for it. That's a little unfortunate. Like I said, you want to race to 3 as fast as you can. Let's try this one. Bountiful Promenade. Throw out Delighted Halfling. We'll put out Saffi in the meantime. And then we brick. So like the play would be, I guess the line here is, there's no way to resolve Saffi on 1, is there? It's like do this, turn 2. Resolve Saffi Compost or Phyrexian Sensor. I think I like Saffi Compost better, because I can't hold up Enlightened Tutor while I censor, but next turn I can. So like this turn I play a Soul Ring, I'll play a Ganjo as a land this time, play a Soul Ring, drop the Censor, assuming I'm drawing 1 card a turn off of Compost. Because it actually draws you way more than that, but you don't want to assume that. End of turn, we'll hit that Enlightened Tutor. I think here it's going to be Altar of Dementia, I think is the play. I guess we have mana. We've got mana, so we actually want Birthing Pod. Birthing Pod is what's going to convert into a win by itself. Next turn, assume we draw a card. And then that's a win on 4. That's not bad. That's not bad. This hand is one of those slow hands I would be tempted to keep. We'll try it. Land, go. Land, Sylvan, go. 1, 2, 3. Take all 3. I'll keep track of it down here just so I know. How about Temple Garden? Take 2. To Wild Growth the Savannah. Still have 3 mana. And at this point, it's either set up or hold up Aven, and I think Aven's the play. So we throw out the Aven on 2. Or I guess this is 3. It's not amazing. I guess Aven on 3 is fine, especially when we're still ramping. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I kind of like all of these, I'm not gonna lie. I'll leave the Felidar in deck because it's better there. In case you didn't know, Felidar is way better in the deck than out of the deck. So how about this? We will find a land, shuffle that away as we want to. 5 mana. Conqueror's Flail, equip, Esper Sentinel. Assume we draw 1. We go 1, 2, 3 for the end of turn, or for the beginning of turn. We'll just take the land. Next turn. And then that's the win on 5 with hate on board. And with protection on board, that's notable. Yeah, this is kind of strong. It's well, I wouldn't say strong, but it's got potential. We have the ability here to continue holding up Boseiju, so we will. Go get Savannah. Play Arcane Signet. Hold up Silence. Hold up Silence. Keep up Boseiju. Next turn. Blindo. Saffi. Shields down, but we're behind stacks. Land. This is 4. Can we win here? No. But we can set up and hold up interaction. We Birthing Pod for 3. Then we pod. Get Rallier. Get back Saffi. And then on 5, we're ready to go for it. One, 2, 3, 4. I guess I wouldn't have enough mana to go and find. I wouldn't have enough mana to go and find Grand Abolisher, so it would be without protection probably. Well, maybe. Hit Silence. And then what? Felidar. Untap the pod. Saffi and Grave. Elishnorn. And then I'm one short to do it with protection. Or without protection, I should say. Unless... What can I do here? Is there a way that I can generate more mana? I really don't think so. So I would not be able to do it with protection, but I would be able to go off. This hand is not playable. This hand I would be somewhat tempted to keep, but there's no ramp in it. So this hand's alright. It's kind of less stacksy, but it's all in on the speed. Next turn. Okay, we found stacks even. Yeah, this is good. So we can get this Felidar in our graveyard, which is much better than where we have it now. Play Temple Garden. We'll assume we make 2 here because it's turn 2. We will Blind O. We will Survival of the Fittest. We will Archivist. Draw a card. Next turn. And that one would have to be main phase, which blows, but it is what it is. So let's do it like this. We'll make green mana. So make 2 green, spend 1 of it to survival, get Grand Abolisher, cast the Grand Abolisher, have 1 green floating still, close and shuffle. There's not a way I can win here, but I can set up real good. 1 green floating, add a white to it, play Saffi, off the Soul Ring, play Mana Vault, and then we're set up, but not ready to win. This hand is a raw Esper Sentinel on 1, sure. Assume we draw 1 next turn. AOD in hand is nice. Hold up Archivist for now. Assume we draw 2. Windswept, find Savannah. So 3 mana now. We'll Saffi, we'll Vessel. Yeah, I mean, this hand is decent. It's a 4. We're at 4 now with no stacks on board, though, which is mediocre. Especially when we absolutely can be doing both. Chalice on 0 is beautiful, but there's no green mana in this hand. So we're fully relying on Chalice on 0. It's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Color screwed. And with a little bit of ramp, a little bit of sauce. So let's Forest, Mana Vault on 1, on 2. Windswept Heath, get Temple. Temple Garden. Finale for 3, get Rallier. Savannah. And that'll remain tapped. No sack outlet yet, but we do have the arena in hand for when we get one. planes here. Cast Saffi, cast Sylvan. 1, 2, 3. We'll take all 3. Next turn on 4, we're not ready to win, but we're set up pretty heavy. We got protection now. We'll hold up. We'll put this down. Play Esper Sentinel. No stacks, but we do have a silence on board, a silence in hand. And the Arena Rector, should we ever find a way to sacrifice it. I guess off Ranger Captain there, I would have gotten Rosalka, if I'm not. Yeah, I guess I would have gotten Rosalka in that situation. I mean, the deck seems fine. It seems so unbelievably fine. Let's try this. You don't typically see OBM on 1. You usually see it on 2 or 3. So let's birds. Archon on 2. Archon on 1 is oppressive, but Archon on 2 is whatever. It's pretty fine. It's very solid, but not crazy. So we'll drop a Heart Warden. I guess the downside to cutting Hulk is that the deck does not comfortably win without Saffi. It can, but not comfortably. Which I don't like. Dead Mox Opal, but that's okay. We have plenty of mana. 5. Cord. 5 mana. I can Cord for 5. That's actually super fine. A bit of a slower hand. No fast mana to start with. I'll dismantle her. Get Savannah. We go Carpet into Sensor, which we like. Then we have 2 card advantage engines to set up. I'll go with Captain, I think. Yeah, Captain, hold up this to pop the 0 drops. And then this hand kind of stops going places, to be fair. Okay, so something needs to change here. We can be completely soft to a couple of things. Here's the deal. If we get rid of Sun Titan, we no longer have the ability to mill ourselves out and win. By that, we would have to rely on milling our opponents, which is not like that bad of a thing, because we can loop Ranger Captain, which can be oppressive. So here's what I'm thinking. We cut Sun Titan. Go back to Protean Hulk. Then we'll try that. And this is just gold fishing. Like I said, this has to hit cockatrice before it means anything. At least. This hand is not the prettiest in the world. It's doing that thing where I'm missing a color. But I can ramp out an Archon and wait. And I do end up finding it this time. So let's compost. So we draw a card from them casting their one spell. City of Brass. We'll GA. Do nothing yet. Play Saffi, do nothing. Unfortunately, not holding up endurance kind of blows. So that puts us on 3 right here. We have like combos on combos in hand. So let's see what we can do with that. 1, 2, 3. Altar of Dementia. Milieu. Be gone. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's either combo here. We could potentially also get just Viv and go off that way. Because if it somehow gets stopped, I actually like that better. Because if that somehow gets stopped, we're set up. Although if we do this way, we can get the Archon back. So that could go either way, I think. This hand has some cool stuff going on. So let's see. We play Plains. Exile, ESG, Wild Growth, have 2. We'll just drop Saffi on 1 next turn. Okay. View library. This would be the kind of turn where I'm willing to put it on the line and go like mana and go like mana vault. Go like mana vault into finale. Get rallier. And then that will get me a land, which I can then convert into tutoring up Grand Abolisher. So that puts me prepared to win on 3 with protection. Although it's unlikely to just work like that. I guess no. I'm 1 mana short on that, aren't I? Yep, so just drop Phyrexian Altar, make mana, and then try it. It's a win on 3. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. And if it doesn't work, I'm mostly set up. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay. Once I get it on Cockatrice and get some testing in, then we'll know for sure how much it sucks, I guess, is the way to put it. I feel like there's just not enough ramp at 0 and 1, which makes me want to get back on dorks, even though I know that that's not necessarily the best of ideas. But I gotta work in the morning, so I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.